Hey everybody, it's Daniel here from InfoRest. Hope you're all doing well. So, let's talk about job losses, right? Job cuts. You're hearing it from a lot of places around that job cuts. Like, for example, let's take Canada as one example. The prominent banks out there, RBC, plans to basically cut thousands of job cuts after posting a profit beat about, I believe, 1,800 jobs that they plan to reduce. But what happened there, right? We thought that, hey, the banking sector is fine. We thought that, hey, the market and the economy is fine, right? We heard from, I think it was JP Morgan say that, hey, there's no recession coming, soft landing. The narratives changed, right? For the soft landing. I thought we're getting the soft landing. But why do they plan to cut jobs still, even if they did well in terms of earnings? Same thing, TD reported on higher expenses. They're also facing pain, and they will also, if RBC is planning to cut jobs, you'll see also TD do the same thing as they have higher expenses, right? So they'll start to cut costs. And this is important for the Canadian economy because, hey, I mean, these are signs that your banking sector and banks that tend to do well in high interest rate environment are actually feeling pain from higher expenses and feeling the pinch. Could it also mean that the housing market in Canada that is propped up, that are, really high up in prices, are the mortgages on many of these homes in trouble that maybe these banks own, right? A lot of people during COVID and during the pandemic went out, got a bunch of mortgages, bought a bunch of cottages, investment properties, right? Bought investment opportunities like, for example, pre-construction condos, pre-construction homes. And we're talking about these are $1 million homes. Finding out that when they come to close and the new appraisal comes in, they're unable to get the same loan, the same mortgage, because the appraised new value of their home is down. And a lot of people are facing the issue with that because, hey, if you don't close, then you might pay a penalty, or you have to figure out how you can fill that gap, right? If you were promised that you're going to get, $1 million in a mortgage from the bank, and they say, hey, sorry, we can't do that anymore. You're going to have to put up an extra 200K, 500K, whatever the case may be. Where are you going to get it, right? Does that mean you got to go to a private lender? Well, private lenders are charging way more, right? Way higher. You're talking about 10% plus. Maybe you have to pay back in a year, right? Some even 14%. And they're going forward to the private lenders to try to close on this. And, this is just the beginning also, right? We're seeing that prices are coming down. A lot of people, right? They expect that the valuation of homes to then pick back up because they expect that Bank of Canada is going to cut rates soon. I don't think so. If you hear from the Federal Reserve, the U.S. Federal Reserve, they're not cutting rates anytime soon. And also, Macklem did say, the Bank of Canada did say, they did mention that, hey, in their recent report, that they don't see inflation coming down until 2025, meaning higher rates for longer, meaning that forget about the rate cuts. So how long can these, people who have a home or trying to close on a home, how long can they hold for? And on top of that, to make things worse, many of them have their mortgages coming up for renewal some could be, let's say, this year, and many of them actually next year or end of next year. And if, rates are still up there, the economy is still doing fine, growth is still okay, and the job market, the labor market's still robust, then where will rates be? Where will mortgage rates be? right? If you get a 7%, today mortgage rates are 7%, they could be sitting at maybe 10%. Better it is, the stronger the economy, I don't think that's a good sign. Although it may be good short term, but that means that there will be more pain pushed on later on because you're going to continue to keep things tight, push rates higher till something breaks, till the consumer really is hurting. And we heard from Jerome Powell, he did say that. He mentioned it a couple of times, and he went after the labor market, saying that in order to get inflation down, labor market's got to be soft. Labor market has to be soft. Check out my video I did on Monday. It's really important to see what these guys are saying, the signs that they're talking about, because it poses a risk for the markets, for the consumers, and it tells you that what is to come. Again, this is not fear-mongering video. These are just the signs out there, because a lot of people, like, again, JP Morgan and even the Fed, canceling their call that, there's no recession. They first said, right? They first said that, okay, there's not going to be a recession. Then they said, okay, there might be a mild recession. And then they said, okay, soft landing. And then they said, okay, cancel the recession. Right? Which one is it? If I gun to my head, I would think that I'm still and have been saying this for, for a year long or 2 years long, that the recession's 100% coming. It just takes time. It takes time. It takes time for this to play out. It may be next year, right? So it's just going to take its time until something really topples over and you do see that big spike in the unemployment rate. And RBC, TD, these are just some of the examples. There are many more out there that are cutting jobs. We did hear again from IBM, CEO of IBM, talking about AI, talking about how that could replace many jobs, and he's very pro. This is the second time he has come out and said this, that he could see more efficiency, can see that, AI replacing a lot of jobs, especially back end, and getting rid of that excess fat. He's very pro in saying that let's do it, let's go, let's head towards this direction. On top of that, another news, T-Mobile laying off 7% of its workforce, 5,000 employees. Another example of the layoffs coming in, right? We did hear the tech firms last year. And I said in my previous video, this is just the beginning. You will see more. The companies are not so quick to react, although they see what's coming, but they don't want to lay off workers now and then realize, okay, there is a soft landing. Of course, this is all an odds and probabilities game, but the chances and the odds that I would argue is very low for a soft landing. I would say there's a high chance of a hard landing. And then when that occurs and happens, then yes, then you get the flow of job losses, unemployment rate going up. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below, subscribe, hit the like button, bell icon to be notified on the next video, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers, bye.